All right, we're recording. I'm going to do Stellarium. Ethan's going to do Universe Sandbox, and Aiden is going to do Photoshop and a sky stacker, deep sky stacker, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Awesome. But we will, we'll wait just a minute. See if anybody else trickles in here. We're going to keep this pretty low key. I kind of just jumped into, I put a poll out on Discord and I was like, what sort of summer event would you guys be interested in seeing? Something low key that we could do on Zoom. And I kind of just jumped this, surprised my officers with this and just kind of went ahead and planned it. So, oh, here we go. Getting some more people. All righty. And we are recording this as far as I know. I'm hoping this is working. It says it's recording on my end. So I believe that means it's recording and I'll be able to put this on our YouTube page. For those who just joined us, you can, we're gonna do Stellarium, Universe Sandbox, Photoshop, and Deep Sky Stacker. Hi, Mariana. I have really bad allergies right now, so if I'm also like sniffling a ton and sounding like I have allergies, it's because I have allergies. But yeah. Questions, comments, concerns? All right. I do hope that maybe later, end of June or something, we could do a trivia night for PAC. I am doing an internship at Miami this summer, and if anybody has, if anybody has ideas or feedback or things that you do want to do, you don't want to do, let me know. I'm just coming up with ideas here, but I'm trying to get in contact with Miami University's astronomy club, see if maybe we could do a joint event. I hope to network with them a little bit and see what kind of things they do, because they have like, they're in touch with like huge observatories from like the other side of the world that they can access and look at the sky and stuff remotely. So I think that would be cool. All right, I think we're going to go ahead and get started. So do you guys want to start? I was thinking start with either start with Stellarium and Universe Sandbox and then go to the astrophotography. Does that sound good? All right. Well, I'll go ahead and start with Stellarium then. This is my Discord, I'll share. I'm guessing a lot of people have probably heard of Stellarium before. Maybe I had Stellarium installed on my school computers in high school and middle school, so maybe I'm just familiar with it because of that, but I've heard a lot of people use Stellarium before. Stellarium is just like your, it says free open source planetarium. It's like one of the apps that you get on your phone that tells you where stars are in the sky, except it's on desktop and you can download it for free, and it's got a lot more features to it. You just go to their website and there's downloads for all of your different Windows and Linux and Mac. And I have it downloaded here. I'll pull it up real quick and see. Okay, I'll have a loading screen here. Can you guys see the loading screen? Do you guys see any of this?
No.
Okay.
No. This was a bug that occurred when we did the SMAP. Remember, it was
oh,
Solarium. Just it's difficult to show up.
Okay. I'm gonna say I don't remember that, but
it's kind of a blank screen right now. I think you have to go to check, like
Does this
click
work?
specifically which screen you want to share. Yeah, that shows up. There's still some blobs in there, like the top bar and the side panels kind of blocked out. But
Oh, yeah. I think so. I think with Stellarium, the aspect ratio that it works on doesn't quite format to certain desktop computer screen sizes. So it is a little bit buggy that way, but if you do find a way to make it work, sometimes you just have to work around the strange dimensions that it's got here. Yeah, it's kind of hard to work with. Oh, you see, I just pulled something up by accident. The program does have two. You see, it's just like a planetarium. You scroll the sky around like this. Right now it's daytime. Clearly the sun is out. You can change it. You have two menus here. You have this menu along the side that has a lot of your configuration options. And then you have a menu at the bottom. And I'm going to try to, let me try this real quick. Watch, I'm gonna have to be playing with this like constant. Okay, there we go. Can you guys see the two menus now? Menu at the bottom, okay. Menu at the bottom gives you a lot of your options for what objects you want in the sky, more so like options that you would toggle quickly between if you want to change how something looks. But let's go ahead and go to location, which is right there. And I'm just going to set like the Lafayette area. You can click on this map here and get this bar out of my way. So I'm in the Lafayette area. I can go to date and time, change it. It works in military time. So you have to add 12, depending on your location, I think. Or no, I think it might be, it adjusts the clock depending on your location, yeah. You can adjust the time to go to night. And you'll see you can click and drag around. It gives you meteor showers, notable stars. You can see which direction you're looking pretty easily. It's got bright red direction markers. You got the star Altair here. You can click on stars and it gives you a whole ton of information. I think the system calculates and updates this information by itself. So I'm not sure if it's in real time. I don't think it's in real time. I think it's all calculated within the program, but it gives you what type of star it is, its magnitude, apparent and absolute, so how bright it is in the sky, its location in the sky, and all kinds of different coordinates, and you can adjust the coordinates however you want. And then you just click off of the star to get rid of all that information. So it's pretty nice. If you want, oh, now I've got a little bar here down. If you want deep sky objects on there, there's quite a bit that show up. You can go down to the bottom. It says deep sky objects, the bottom option bar, and click on that. You can click on any one of these clusters here. It gives you tons of information about it. One cool thing you can do with Stellarium is you go up to the top right here and you can click ocular view, and it shows you what that object is going to look like if you put it in some sort of telescope. So it gives you options for what lens you would put in that telescope. Here it's a Plössl. You can toggle through all different types of lenses. So like if you had a Plössl 6mm and a telescope, this one looks like it's just got a generic refractor. You can see what that would look like if this was your setup. So that's pretty cool. And you just can scroll in and out of that. So I'm going to move this over here. So Stellarium as a program it's just a convenient free software. A lot of apps that you buy on your phone for figuring out what you're looking at in the sky cost money, or they don't give you a lot of information, a lot of very technical information. This will not like track the sky, like you hold up your phone and it shows you what is in the direction that you're holding your phone in. This won't do that, obviously, but it does give you a lot of really good information. You can adjust the time here for any time or year, precisely for any location. You also, there's tons of options for how you want your planetarium to look here. You can add an equatorial coordinate system on the sky. If you're familiar with the equatorial versus azimuth coordinate system, there's the azimuth. So that one just goes from the top of the sky to the bottom of the sky, and it tells you where everything's located. You can add constellation lines. So you've got all your constellations there. And constellation labels. And if you want the art on there too, for aesthetic appeal, you can add that. And you can also, I believe, I've never done this, but I believe you can sync your telescope with Stellarium, so that if your telescope has a slew option or a slewing function, you can click on some specific object in the sky and tell your telescope to point there. And also, I was playing around with this earlier. So we have sky viewing options. There's more options on here and things to explore than I even know what to do with. You can adjust how bright the Milky Way is, solar system objects, deep sky objects. There's so many different grids you can add on to your planetarium. I don't even know what half of these mean. You can change the landscape that's on there. I found this option really interesting. I've played around with this before, and it's just nice to learn some of the star lore. You can pick constellation systems from all kinds of different cultures and just parts of the world where back in maybe today, back in the times when people were still trying to figure out the sky, what different cultures and different places called different shapes in the sky. So like I could click Aztec here and it would tell me a little bit about Aztec constellations. I can click use this sky culture as default, and if I click on my constellations here, we have Aztec constellations in the sky. And it tells you, oh, that's not very clear. I'm going to turn the deep sky stuff off. It tells you what those are. Scorpion face. This one doesn't have very many. Twisted foot. That looks like Ursa Major. But yeah. I'll wrap this up here in a second. You can, oh, come on. Like I said, a lot of these things, oh no, it's freezing on me. It doesn't like what I did here. Oh no. There we go, okay. Click out. Click out. Oh no. Well, you can also, this program also works as a computational laboratory, so to speak. You can use it to calculate whether or not, oh, is it working? It's working now, okay. You can use it to calculate whether or not conjunctions or eclipse, or just what location some object is going to be in the sky on some certain day in the future, in the past, or tonight, you can go to this Astronomical Calculations window. And like I said, I believe all of the calculations that it does are self-contained, so it's not, I don't think it's taking this data from an external source. I think it's taking the information that it has on how things are positioned in the sky and calculating where they're going to be at a certain time or date. So like for tonight, I could go to transit, and I could, if this is going to let me, click my button here, calculate transits. Okay, it's not coming up with any transits for tonight. So let's calculate phenomena of Vesta or something. Calculate phenomena. Vesta and dark nebulae. So is Vesta gonna be near any dark nebulae tonight? It's loading. And it's frozen again. Great. Well, it does that stuff too, and it'll give you graphs of the coordinates that a certain object will be at any point in time during your night, with the graphs toggle there. I'll wrap this up here because clearly it's not happy with me, but you can also go, if you go to your location setting on where we originally started, you can go to which planet you would like to see the sky from, and you can go to all kinds of moons and objects in the solar system and look at what the sky looks like from there. Any location on any of those moons or planets or asteroids. So yeah, that's Stellarium. It's free to use, free to download. I think it's kind of fun to play around with. It's nice to explore the night sky with when it's might be cloudy outside and you can't get your telescope. It's not loading anymore. It's completely frozen again. So I'm going to pass this off to Ethan.
Hello. Yeah, just one quick thing about Stellarium that I don't know if you went too much into is the plugins that they have. There are plugins which were on the menu or in one of the menus, where if you click on them, you can get something like exoplanets, and it brings in and shows you the location of all the discovered exoplanets and the surveys they're in, like where in the sky they are. So I thought that was pretty interesting. There's plenty of others that are on there, but I can't name them off the top of my head. All right, so opening up Universe Sandbox now. Oh, can you make me co-host so I can share?
Yeah, thanks for mentioning that. There's like supernovae, you can watch supernovae explosions and stuff on Stellarium. That's another option on that left menu. Oh, make host. Yes. Okay, you're host. I'll make Aiden host too.
All right, does everyone see this?
I can see it.
All right, so you see me turn it around right here? All right, oh. Sorry, the music is just a tad loud. All right, so this is Universe Sandbox. if you couldn't already tell. It is one of the better simulations of larger scale galactic events that you can really find around for at the price. I'm going to go down here and pause it. So right here, this is the solar system, the entire solar system, everything that orbits around the sun. It's right here. So you can see it's pretty big. Admittedly, I'm going a little off the cuff. I forgot this was Eastern Standard Time, and so I had about 15 minutes from getting home from work to getting on here. So we'll just start with the basics. You can control everything that you see on here is a simulation. This is just preloaded. There are, if you can see over here, there are plenty of other things where you can open existing simulations. Like here's the solar system. Here's Earth feels tidally locked to the sun. Here's a flyby asteroid. Collisions, Earth-Moon collision. I'll just start out with this simulation. That was faster than I expected. Okay, yeah, so and you can pause. You can set the time to whatever you want on the simulation. You can go from every second to a minute, or every second is an hour, a day, a year, so on and so forth. And it's pretty much just allows you to observe anything, create any phenomena you might want to see. Just I'll start with an empty simulation. Not the best at presenting, if you couldn't already tell. So you have an empty simulation. And down here are my tools. Basically, the navigation is just, I can search anything that I have in the simulation, or I can fly around. Here's a little more advanced that I haven't too much gotten into, and here's just a few things down here. We'll start with adding. Here is everything within your grasp, from moons to planets that we know of, to many stars and their sizes, or various sizes. Stars are different sizes, and even down to a pool ball. You just get to observe what's going on. James Webb. So let's start out with the sun. You know what? The sun's lame. How about we get Betelgeuse? So Betelgeuse, as you can see, as you probably already know, an AU on the screen is an astronomical unit. The Earth is one astronomical unit from the sun. And this meeting is going to end in 10 minutes.
Yeah, I just saw that. Crap. I forgot Zoom does that.
You can probably just end it and then start it again. You can just start it again. Just be sure to record it.
Do we want to do that real quick? I'm sorry.
It's all good. Yeah, I haven't gotten anywhere, so it's fine if you want to do that.
Okay, I'm gonna end this real quick and then restart the Zoom so everybody can just log back in with the same link. Sorry about that. I forgot Zoom does this. Continue.
All right. Can everyone see this? Groovy. So back to where I was adding. I'm going to start with Betelgeuse because Betelgeuse is awesome. And I can just place, oh, actually, I need to set this to still in motion. There are several options as you can see here. Oh, there it is, pretty bright. Yeah, so there's having something stationary, like I have Betelgeuse right now. You have the ability to have something orbited. You can have two objects be in a binary system with each other, like two stars. Or a very fun option is you can launch something. So here, I'll have the sun orbit Betelgeuse. And when it has an orbit, it I believe it makes it so it won't just slowly spiral in, like it actually just maintains an orbit. The simulation isn't 100% accurate. You know, obviously there's some liberties taken, like a star or a planet. Stars and planets are not perfectly spherical. They have bulges. They're squished. They're stretched. But for simplicity's sake, they have it as spheres. So there's the sun. As you can see, they are a little different in size. So you can actually click on objects and explore all the properties of them. You can see their overview, their size, density, luminosity, rotational period, age, their motion. Fast are they moving? Are they orbiting? Are they tilted? Temperature, composition can change everything. There are several tutorials to actually show. There's a lot of tutorials that Universe Sandbox gives you to explore all of these options and basically show you the ropes. Like there's one where you turn a star into a pulsar, like a pulsar. So I'd probably just find that simulation, but yeah. Here's Betelgeuse, here's the sun. Really just allows you to do whatever you want, explore whatever you want. Like, is there a simulation you want to see? Well, I'm sure they have it. I'm sure you could even build them yourself. Like, here, black holes. A 100 solar mass black hole, right here. Very small, incredibly small. I'm gonna put that right there. Inside the star. I really enjoy this simulation, just this program for how it really gives you a grasp of the scale of everything. Like, this is a black hole of 100 solar masses, and it is nothing compared to this star. So that's creating your own simulation. You can save it, you can take pictures of it, and there's plenty of other tools. Like here's a fun one, getting whatever you set to explode. And now you have a supernova. If we got the sun to also explode, there's another supernova. Can you get the black hole to explode? Apparently you can. Not everything is accurate. Like I said, you can change the time. So a minute per second. Slow everything down. You could have it, the faster you go, the less accurate things get, just because it's to run and run and run. But 1 hour. All right. You can pause, look around, take pictures, just observe what's going on. I'll open up a fun one. Is there any simulation anyone wants to see up here? I know there's plenty. I can't read chat or anything, so just speak your mind if you want to see anything.
Can we see a galaxy collision?
Yes, galaxy collision. Right here, Milky Way and Andromeda. Pause right here. So here are a lot of stars. Again, It's as close as you can get it for this kind of size, and it projects off the physics of the engine and just general observations. But so you see the Milky Way, the Andromeda Galaxy, and see it's gone. Perhaps we need a little faster. Yep, and there's the collision. Boom. Faster than it would actually happen. Those black holes merged. Yeah, it just becomes a giant mangled mess that in reality I believe would soon become an elliptical galaxy. So yeah, there's even some pretty funny ones on here. I know that there's some good ones. Like right here. 100 Jupiters being shot at the sun. There's nothing more to it. It is just 100 Jupiters shooting towards the sun. But yeah, I see there's some fun stuff in here. Yeah, so on here you can see the, I'll go back to the original solar system just to show off a few features, just original. So to 1 hour per second. You can set this to 1 second per second, and it will take the Earth 365 days to go around here. And it puts a lot of stuff into perspective. So go here to Earth. Once you click on something, you are locked into it. So Earth, I'm locked into here. But if I chose Venus, double click that, now I'm locked in on Venus. Now you can see the trails they leave, all of their orbits, which, you know, get a little hectic. So here is everything that we know of significant objects that are orbiting the sun, which goes up very far, as you can see. Now this trail right here is actually the sun around, is it? Oh, no, never mind. Let's go. I guess it's just something that's very far away. So yeah, any questions? Didn't really have too much planned, just wanted to show this out. Anything, any features, any questions, anything, nothing?
I think you did a pretty good job. I think it just stands to be reiterated that this program is, you have to pay for it. Stellarium is free, but this program has a lot of computations going into it. It's very sophisticated.
I'm not even scratching the surface of stuff on here because I admittedly didn't have the preparation time I was anticipating for today.
That's okay. You did a good job. It's it's Pluto labeled as a planet. Oh, wow.
Just lasered it.
You just lasered the Earth.
Oh, I believe I can cause this. Can I cause this? I think I can cause a tsunami by lasering. Bummer.
where can you download it? I will put, you can just go to the website for Universe Sandbox. I can put that link in here real quick.
Yes, I purchased this on Steam. If any of you know what that is, Steam. It just allows me to save it and access it easier, but there's other ways to access it other than that.
Ethan, is Pluto labeled as a planet on here?
If it's a good simulation, it will be. Okay. Oh, what's this? Planets?
I don't see it. I don't see it. I see Planet 9.
This is a bad simulation.
We're going to start the great debate again. Oh, no.
Terrible.
Maybe it's not worth the money. I don't know.
Actually, cut this. I didn't.
Oh,
It puts it as minor.
sad.
Worst. You know what? Planet this. Oh, wait, that's going a little slow.
The Earth just has a giant smiley face on it now. All right. I think for the sake of time, we will gladly, thank you, Ethan. We will gladly move on to Aiden.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very good elaboration.
The Earth is spinning out of control.
All right. I am going to make, should I make Aiden host now?
Yeah, I'll make him host.
Okay. So Aiden will do some astrophotography, like photo editing software for us. So I think Deep Sky Stacker and Photoshop.
Yeah, I have two demonstrations. One is stacking the Veil Nebula. So I've got a bunch of pictures compiled that we can stack. And then the second's going to be a M51, just like a quick edit.
Sounds great.
I don't think I can share my screen.
Amelia, you might want to check because none of the permissions are showing up for me.
Okay, I can. So I just know how to make somebody host. I hate this Zoom stuff. Okay, Aiden, you're host now. Does that work? Okay.
Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay. So for stacking, I'm going to use a software called Deep Sky Stacker. It's free to download, and from my experience, it's pretty reliable. I haven't really had any issues with it. And so to kind of start the stacking process, you want to get your lights in. So all of these images are of the object you're looking at. So if we click on one, you can't really see much because it's not stretched or anything, but I mean, you can see a little bit of the nebula. But you can stack this right now technically, but the issue with doing that is you'll have a lot of noise. And so what you do is you have to take some dark frames, flats, and then bias frames. And each of them have their own purpose. So bias frames, they're like, you put your cap on your telescope or camera lens, and you're just taking quick, short exposures, like 1/4000th of a second, something like that. And what it's supposed to do is eliminate low level noise when you stack. Your darks, you take at the same exposure as your lights. So if my lights are 120 seconds, take the darks at 120 seconds, same temperature. And what you're supposed to, or the purpose of that is to eliminate any heat noise, because your camera gets hot when it's taking pictures. And then your flats, you don't necessarily need, but they help eliminate like any vignetting, like at the corners of your pictures. So for stacking, whoops, what you want to do is check all of your light frames, and you can register them. And what that is going to do is assign a score to every light frame, saying like which one is like has the roundest stars, or things like that, really. And once everything's registered, you can set the highest scoring light frame as a reference frame. And so when you do that, every single, or when it stacks, it's going to stack based off of the position of your best frame. So here you've got round stars for the most part. This data wasn't very good. And then if you go to like, actually everything scored pretty high. I think I might be confused. I think you maybe want to stack like lower, but yeah, I'm misremembering, but we're just gonna do highest scoring for now. So set as a reference frame. And then now you want to bring in all of your, click darks. So you bring your darks in. Your flats. Flats are really weird. So you keep your, you basically shine a light. You want to have a uniformly distributed light going into your lens or telescope, which doesn't make a lot of sense, but I mean, it works. And nope, no dark flats. And then now you want the bias. So everything's selected, and you can begin, you can click stack checked pictures. And so this will tell you, okay, you've got your offset frames or the bias frames, your darks, flats, and it says we have an hour and 5 minutes of exposure on our light frames. You can edit like the settings. It uses different like algorithms for stacking, but you can really just use the default and it works fine. So this will take a second. Does anyone have any questions?
Oh yeah, so for your darks, flats, and biases, why do you need so many of them with your, would not just one do?
Well, what you're doing with all of the flats and everything like that is it's also being stacked. So you get a master flat, master dark file that is then stacked against your master stacked light frame. And I mean, just like how you have your lights, each picture is going to have a different level of noise, like a different kind of scattered pattern. It's not, well, it's not even a pattern, it's more just random. So if you have more, generally it's going to eliminate that noise. But I've seen recommendations from like 20 to 30 darks. Yeah, just all the calibration frames. You can do more, but at that point it's kind of negligible.
Thank you very much.
So Aiden, why do you want to stack your images? What's the benefit to stacking your images that you've taken through the telescope?
So, oh, zoomed in or not. The benefit is if you just have a single 2-minute exposure of a nebula, you're only going to have that 2 minutes of data along with the noise associated with it. But when you stack multiple pictures on top of each other, you are able to bring out more details from whatever you're imaging. I can show an example of that later if we have time or if anyone's interested. I think this is ready. So at this point you can just save it wherever. Just doing it in my downloads right now. Here, I'll show you what I mean. Just opening Photoshop. That didn't save correctly. Oh, I think it was because I selected something early on. That's okay. I had a test. So this is supposed to be what the stacked result is. Yeah, when I zoomed in, I selected like an empty patch of the image. So here's the stacked version. Here's just a sub. You can rotate this. Just so what you want to do is do like a levels adjustment once you have your image open. This is still the sub. So when you zoom in, you've got all of this noise, just weird pixels you don't like. But with the stacked version, if you do your levels adjustment, which if you bring over the mids, so this peak right here on the histogram is where all of your data is. And so you want to move the histogram over by adjusting your mids and your like your shadows. And so save that, keep doing that basically until you have something like this, which it looks a little green. So what you can do in Photoshop is adjust each color individually. Oh, I'm actually forgetting here. So here's your RGB histogram. It shows that your colors are out of balance. So you want to adjust your color balance. You want all the different colors to basically be on top of each other. So bring the greens over. Probably bring the blues over a little bit. That's better. You can flatten it at this point. And this point, I might want to make the blacks a little darker. Another really useful adjustment is a curves adjustment. So you can, we use like S curves a lot. So you bring your data up a little bit, it makes all of your data brighter, and then you bring all of your, whoops, wrong way. So make the blacks a little darker and then bring your data, make your data a little brighter like that. But not too much because then it gets kind of ugly. And here's the noise comparison. So it's just all pixely, but I mean, it's better, but still not great. And then on the nebula itself, check some details. Yeah, there's definitely a difference there. So
Yeah,
this,
that looks great.
I mean,
Very nice.
some people would be fine with this, but you can definitely do a lot more with it. So I'm going to do another curves adjustment, and if you click this little hand tool, you can stop. My cat is hitting my hand. You can zoom in on, say you want to bring, you want to make the nebula a little more, or just brighter, so add a little contrast. So you can, whoops, not that. Come here, click on what you want to make brighter and just move it up a little bit. And then you go to, oh, it's ending in 10 minutes.
Yeah, I guess. Crap. Do you want to just run to the 10-minute mark, or you want me to redo it?
It's okay. I can probably get done with this.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to find some way to bypass this because this is really cool. Not the time limit thing, but what you're doing here. All right. Continue.
All right. So after that adjustment, you might want to make, we can make the blues and reds a little more vibrant. You want to add, no, that's not it. Color balance. So that's not the right one either. What one is it? Whoops. I think I was right about, yeah, I was right about. So if you go to your reds, if you want to make your reds a little brighter, let me try to zoom in. Hold on. So we're just editing the reds now. Can add a little saturation. And then you want to edit the cyans because the Veil Nebula is a lot of, it's really just oxygen and hydrogen. So the blues are the oxygen and then the reds are the hydrogen. And then make blues a little more vibrant. And if I can zoom out, which it's not letting me right now. You can look at what difference that made. So I'd say that looks a lot better. Yeah, I mean, I'd be happy with this. I can't really Unfortunately, the equipment I was using, it didn't have the right, like back focus. And so all the stars at the corners look kind of bloated. But,
Looks really good. It's way better than anything I've ever taken. Lots of detail. Like you could see even the little filaments in the center of the nebula,
Mhm.
little tiny things. Yeah, awesome.
does anyone have any questions? I'm not very good at explaining things, so I apologize about that or if I went too fast.
No, that was great. It's interesting. I don't know like tons about how Photoshop works or how to edit images on Photoshop. So, was this with a DSLR?
Yeah, this was a modded Canon T7i.
Cool. And so I'm guessing, so you have a color filter wheel. So you took individual pictures through each filter and then stacked those.
The T7i is a one-shot color camera.
Okay.
So I used a dual band narrowband filter that just had, it was just hydrogen and oxygen.
Okay. Okay, I was gonna say, I was thinking there was no green in this, not that there would be tons of green, but sorry, I got confused.
Yeah, the second demonstration was going to be with like a monochrome camera, but we can do that another time maybe.
Okay, yeah. Maybe we could do one of these again sometime early June. Sorry about that. I need to schedule it for longer too. Well, cool. That's very, very nice looking. When did you take these data?
This was, I think, June of last year.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, yep, that's the Veil Nebula.
Oh.
Does anybody else have any other questions? All righty.
I'll stop
Well,
sharing.
okay, cool. Thank you so much. That was awesome. I think we got a good overview of all of the different programs that we were going to go through. And I will put the recording that I took here. In fact, I'll stop it now.